Let's be straightforward, fellas. If your mornings aren't quite like they once were, it's time for an honest discussion. Not on motivation, not on coffee brands, but on what's truly going on within your body. I'm Dr. Julia Morgan, a board-certified urologist with more than 15 years of experience assisting men in restoring their vitality, circulation, and confidence through natural means. And today, I'd like to discuss with you something remarkably straightforward: your morning coffee. Yes, that very same cup you have every day might be quietly sapping your energy. Or, if you understand what to include, it can transform into one of the most effective natural aids for your performance, focus, and confidence once you're past 50. Now, I'm not referring to elaborate supplement powders from some obscure online site or wonder pills. I'm speaking of genuine, research-supported ingredients, items you can locate right in your own kitchen that can convert your everyday coffee into a booster for circulation and energy that collaborates with your body rather than opposing it. Here's the issue. You've likely observed it yourself. Regular coffee delivers a fast rush, perhaps even a burst of drive. But after just a couple of hours, you hit a slump. You feel exhausted, hazy, and at times even uneasy. And if you're beyond 50, that up and down ride doesn't merely impact your concentration. It influences your blood flow, your hormonal equilibrium, and yes, those initial morning encounters that once occurred effortlessly. Why is that occurring? Because with age, your testosterone gradually decreases. Your blood vessels forfeit some of their pliability, and your body no longer metabolizes caffeine as it once did. The outcome? Brief spikes of energy trailed by tiredness, diminished motivation, and irritation. Picture your body as a vintage automobile. When fresh, it could manage any type of fuel and still operate flawlessly. But these days, after extensive mileage, it requires purer, more nutrient-dense, superior-grade fuel to perform optimally. That's precisely what this video covers: how to enhance that fuel. I've witnessed this shift directly in hundreds of my patients. Men who formerly depended on energy beverages or additional coffee refills discovered that by altering merely one or two elements in their morning ritual, their whole day transformed. They ceased requiring that extra cup by 10 a.m., their disposition steadied, their endurance enhanced, and their assurance re-emerged. Here's what I hope you grasp before we go further. This isn't regarding abandoning coffee. It's about refining it, converting that familiar morning custom into a natural ally for your circulation, hormonal stability, and concentration. And yes, all that I'm about to reveal today is supported by solid science, actual research from places like the Mayo Clinic, the Journal of Hypertension, and Harvard Health. Nothing in our discussion draws from online trends or folklore. So, if you've ever pondered why your vitality doesn't endure, why your exercises seem tougher, or why those intimate instances have lost their reliability, stick around, because in the coming minutes, you'll discover how a handful of easy additions to your coffee can create genuine impact. And prior to proceeding, I'd like your input. Where are you tuning in from this morning? Share your city or country in the comments section below. I enjoy seeing men worldwide joining forces to manage their wellness. Now picture this. Tomorrow morning, you rise. Prepare your usual coffee, but on this occasion, you introduce one minor adjustment. In under a week, you observe your attention becoming keener, your vitality remains even, your assurance seems altered, more robust. That's the sort of change I've observed repeatedly among my patients. So, take hold of your coffee, as shortly I'll demonstrate precisely what to incorporate into that mug, step by step, to elevate it from a basic wake-up beverage into a science-endorsed natural enhancer for performance. But before that, allow me to pose a question. Do you sense that your vitality, concentration, or assurance isn't like it was before? Enter yes in the comments if that resonates. because what follows could permanently alter your mornings. Let's begin with the initial enhancement, and it's likely already present in your kitchen. Cinnamon. Straightforward, budget-friendly, and remarkably potent. Now, I'm not suggesting you pour half the container into your mug. Merely a quarter teaspoon suffices to shift your coffee from a rapid caffeine boost into something that genuinely aids your body's circulation, blood sugar, and vitality levels all day long. Here's the reason this minor tweak yields major results. Most men overlook that regulating blood sugar and circulation are intimately connected. When your blood sugar surges post-breakfast from bread, grains, or even that sweetened cream, it inflicts tiny harm to your blood vessels. And the tiniest, most fragile blood vessels are those tasked with performance, the ones delivering blood precisely where it's essential. With time, those vessels forfeit their suppleness. Blood circulation diminishes, and what begins as reduced vitality or less dependable mornings is truly the product of prolonged microharm that nobody ever addresses. Cinnamon assists in remedying that. Based on research from the Mayo Clinic and the Journal of Medicinal Food, cinnamon can reduce fasting blood sugar by as much as 25 to 29% among individuals with slight insulin resistance. It functions by enhancing your cell's reaction to insulin, maintaining your vitality even, and averting those mid-morning dips that prompt you to grab cup number 2. And there's additional benefit. Cinnamon holds compounds known as polyphenols, which safeguard your blood vessels and aid their relaxation via a process termed vasodilation. That essentially signifies your arteries expand slightly broader, permitting improved blood flow to your mind, your muscles, and yes, your most delicate regions. It's the identical mechanism that select prescription medications seek to trigger. Only this is a natural variant your body inherently recognizes. One of my patients, a 58-year-old builder, began incorporating just a quarter teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, that's the premium variety, into his morning coffee. In just 2 weeks, he observed something basic yet significant. He no longer slumped at 10 a.m. He sensed more serene, more attentive, and he portrayed this mild, consistent vigor across the day. No jitters, no weariness, merely equilibrated vitality. That's due to cinnamon not solely managing sugar. It further assists your body in generating more nitric oxide, an inherent molecule that instructs your blood vessels to unwind. It's the same physiological route that bolsters enhanced circulation and oxygen transport, the bedrock for superior concentration, disposition, and bodily performance. And here's an insight most men overlook. Not every cinnamon is identical. The inexpensive supermarket variety termed cassia cinnamon includes elevated amounts of coumarin, a substance that might burden your liver in large quantities if consumed daily. Rather, seek out Ceylon cinnamon, occasionally marked as true cinnamon. It's gentler in taste, silkier in consistency, and secure for ongoing daily application. Now, I realize what some of you might be pondering. Cinnamon in coffee. That seems odd, but here's the fact. Societies in the Middle East, Mexico, and Asia have savored cinnamon-infused coffee for generations. They didn't adopt it for fashions or taste alone. They did so because it enhanced their well-being. It harmonized their digestion, boosted their circulation, and sustained their vitality evenly. Contemporary science is merely aligning with their long-standing wisdom. Here's how to commence tomorrow morning. Prior to pouring your coffee, dust in about 1/4 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Stir thoroughly. That's all. No tablets, no powders, no adverse reactions. You'll detect a gentle warmth, not pungent, but soothing. Across a week or two, you may also find you require that second cup less frequently. Your vitality will seem more uniform. And most crucially, you're shielding those minute blood vessels that power both your concentration and your vigor. View cinnamon as the base, It's the initial building block in reconstructing sound, dependable circulation. But we're only beginning, because pairing cinnamon with another natural powerhouse, one likely tucked away in your pantry, can elevate your vitality, disposition, and blood flow to an entirely new plane. In the upcoming segment, I'll reveal precisely what that second element is, how it operates within your body, and how to blend it into your coffee properly. Before advancing, let me inquire. Have you ever experimented with adding cinnamon to your coffee? Enter yes if you have, or no if this is fresh to you, because the following elements will astonish you further. The subsequent element might astonish you, since you've likely savored it previously, just not in this manner. I'm referring to genuine cocoa powder, not the sweetened hot chocolate blend, but pure, unsweetened cocoa. The variety so deep in color it nearly appears ebony. Incorporate just 1 teaspoon into your morning coffee, and you convert a standard beverage into a nitric oxide powerhouse. Why is that significant? Because nitric oxide serves as the primary signal your body employs to widen blood vessels and enhance circulation. It's what enables oxygen and nutrients to circulate smoothly across your body, encompassing the zones that determine vitality, concentration, and performance. Here's the evidence. In youth, your body naturally generates ample nitric oxide. It's what provides that swift physical reply, that dependable vitality, that sensation of vitality. But beyond 50, nitric oxide quantities can halve. That's among the understated causes for decelerated blood flow, waning vitality, and less foreseeable physical performance. Cocoa aids in reinstating that. It's abundant in flavonoids, particularly substances termed epicatechin and catechin, which straightaway elevate nitric oxide generation in your blood vessels. A study released in the Journal of Hypertension determined that men consuming cocoa daily enhanced blood flow by almost 30%. Outcomes akin to certain circulation-aiding drugs, yet attained naturally sans side effects. Now, this doesn't imply cocoa is an enchanted remedy, but what it does indicate is that a mere teaspoon daily can bolster the inherent biology your body already depends on. Superior blood flow equates to superior concentration, superior stamina, and superior assurance. Here's an aspect most men fail to recognize. The advantages extend beyond the physical. Cocoa likewise influences your brain's chemistry in a captivating manner. It harbors compounds termed anandamides, dubbed the bliss molecules, as they imitate the substances your brain emits when you experience serenity, connection, or affection. It further contains phenylethylamine, the identical compound your brain generates when you're thrilled or drawn to another. So, indeed, cocoa not only aids circulation, it elevates your disposition and perspective as well. One of my patients, a 54-year-old educator, shared that following 2 weeks of incorporating cocoa into his coffee, he didn't merely sense more vigilant. He remarked, "I truly anticipate my mornings once more." That's the allure of this method. It's not concerning rapid remedies or artificial detours. It's about supplying your body with what it requires to operate as intended. And there's yet another concealed perk: magnesium. Cocoa ranks among the most abundant natural reservoirs of magnesium, a mineral in which most men past 50 are lacking. Magnesium bolsters testosterone synthesis, muscle recuperation, and neural operation. It additionally regulates blood pressure and alleviates tension. Thus, with 1 teaspoon of cocoa, you're aiding your heart, your hormones, and your disposition simultaneously. Now, a couple of key notes. Avoid grabbing the sweetened hot chocolate varieties. Those brim with sugar and refined fats that counteract all you're striving for. Seek out 100% unsweetened cocoa powder or raw cacao powder, preferably organic. Stir it straight into your coffee. Should the flavor seem overly bitter initially, you might include a minuscule dash of stevia or monk fruit, natural sweeteners that avoid blood sugar surges. After a week, your palate will adapt. You'll begin desiring that velvety, profound richness and the unwavering vitality it delivers. Now reflect on our progress thus far. Through cinnamon, you're equalizing your blood sugar and safeguarding those vital small vessels. Through cocoa, you're amplifying nitric oxide and reinstating blood flow naturally, securely, and potently. But imagine advancing one more step. What if your coffee could not only aid circulation, but also assist your body in equilibrating hormones, combating weariness, and reconstructing endurance internally? That's precisely what the next component accomplishes. It's been employed for ages in one of Earth's most unforgiving settings, and current science now validates what ancient societies long understood. It delivers. Remain with me, as in the following section, we'll explore a route that could render your mornings akin to their former glory, or perhaps superior. Before proceeding, share this. If forced to select, would you prefer enhanced concentration or enhanced vitality? Enter it in the comments below, because the next component actually bolsters both. The following component may be unfamiliar to you, yet it's been utilized by men for more than 2,000 years. It's termed maca powder, frequently dubbed nature's vitality root. And if there's a single lesson I've gleaned after years as a urologist, it's that most men undervalue the potency of this modest root. Maca thrives at almost 14,000 feet elevation in the Peruvian Andes Mountains, in terrain so severe that scarcely anything else endures. That rigorous setting compels the plant to cultivate exceptional toughness, and upon ingestion, that identical toughness passes to you. So what distinguishes maca? Unlike caffeine or artificial stimulants that compel your system briefly, maca enables your body to recalibrate internally. It doesn't synthetically elevate your hormones. It facilitates your body in generating them organically. Here's the scientific perspective. Maca functions as an adaptogen, a natural substance that assists your body in managing stress, reinstating hormonal equilibrium and sustaining vitality sans excess arousal. A 2009 study issued in Andrologia revealed that men ingesting 2.4 grams of maca daily across 12 weeks noted marked gains in vitality, disposition, and physical performance. Another clinical experiment demonstrated enhancements in sperm quantity, movement, and desire, all indicators that the hormonal system operated more proficiently. But allow me to clarify, maca isn't a wonder powder. It doesn't compel outcomes instantly. Rather, it supports your hypothalamus and pituitary gland, the command hubs for your hormones, to operate more astutely over time. That translates to more consistent testosterone quantities, boosted endurance, and even keener concentration. One of my patients, a 57-year-old designer, commenced adding a teaspoon of maca to his coffee thrice weekly. After roughly 3 weeks, he stated, "Doctor, it's as if a toggle was activated. I didn't simply feel more vital. I felt more authentically myself." That's precisely maca's role. It aids you in regaining equilibrium physically, mentally, and emotionally. Here's the usage guide. Commence with 1 teaspoon blended into your morning coffee 2 to 3 times weekly. The flavor is mildly nut-like with a trace of butterscotch. Not off-putting, merely grounded. If novel to you, begin modestly and increment slowly. Now, regarding varieties, as this is crucial. Yellow maca, the gentlest in taste, ideal for novices, solid for general vitality aid. Red maca, optimal for prostate wellness and hormonal equilibrium. Black maca, frequently viewed as the most robust for endurance and concentration. For starters, I suggest yellow maca. Once acclimated, you can trial red or black based on your aims. Maca additionally offers a nutritional edge. It's loaded with 19 amino acids, vitamins C and E, calcium, magnesium, iron, and zinc. Nutrients that straightaway bolster testosterone synthesis, circulation, and recuperation. And here's an element most men disregard: Maca can elevate your disposition too, as it aids in modulating cortisol, your tension hormone. It maintains your vitality uniform through the day. That signifies fewer midday dips, reduced grumpiness, and improved attentiveness. Regard maca as the subtle power that reconstructs what years have eroded. While cinnamon and cocoa refine your blood flow and vitality, maca enables your hormones and neural system to collaborate more proficiently. The outcome? Enhanced mornings, enhanced sessions, enhanced concentration, and a firmer sense of self, the type of anchored assurance that persists as the day advances. I'll offer one additional suggestion. Certain men prefer combining maca, cocoa, and cinnamon, a trio that resembles a spiced mocha latte faintly, yet backed by authentic biological strength. A straightforward teaspoon of each, stirred into your coffee, can utterly alter how your mornings unfold. But we're not finished, as there's one concluding component that unites it all, an inclusion that energizes your mind, aids your hormones, and sustains your vitality steadily for hours. It's an item most men believe they ought to shun, but when applied rightly, it can wholly reshape your metabolism and stamina. Before continuing, share this. Have you ever sampled maca previously, or even encountered it? Enter yes if so, no if this marks your initial exposure. Because what follows could entirely reshape your views on coffee, vitality, and maturation. Now, let's address the culminating enhancement, the refinement that integrates everything. It's not a supplement, it's not rare. It's likely something you already possess in your kitchen. Coconut oil. I recognize that may appear peculiar. Oil within coffee? Truly? But remain engaged, as this solitary addition can utterly modify how your body processes vitality and even how your hormones operate. Here's the rationale. Testosterone, the hormone fueling drive, vitality, and assurance, derives from cholesterol and beneficial fats. Your body genuinely requires the appropriate fat variety to synthesize hormones. The challenge many men past 50 have faced for decades involves evading fats, adopting low-fat regimens, relying on refined seed oils, or omitting breakfast entirely. And lacking those quality fats, the body forgoes the essential components to sustain testosterone synthesis steadily. Coconut oil supplies what are known as medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs. These represent a distinct fat type that's promptly transformed into vitality by your liver. Unlike other fats that linger in your gut awaiting breakdown, MCTs enter your circulation directly as fuel. Envision them as elite gasoline for your metabolism. Research indicates that men ingesting MCTs routinely exhibit elevated testosterone quantities and superior thyroid operation, both vital for vitality and stamina. And here's the extra advantage. Incorporating coconut oil into your coffee decelerates caffeine uptake. Rather than that abrupt surge and drop, you receive a gradual vitality discharge for hours. I've had patients report that upon adopting what's occasionally called bulletproof coffee, their mornings utterly transform. They avoid hunger by 10 a.m., their concentration remains keen, and their disposition stays serene and more uniform. Here's the correct method. Begin with half a teaspoon of coconut oil blended into your warm coffee. You might employ a compact blender, a milk frother, or simply agitate it in a container. Blending proves essential. It renders the beverage velvety, nearly latte-like, and averts that greasy film atop. If you enjoy it, and your system tolerates it, you can progress to a complete teaspoon after a week or two. If coconut oil seems burdensome, opt for MCT oil as an alternative. It's more potent and simpler to process for some men. Just initiate gradually and permit your system to acclimate. And now, one final component that I term the circulation enhancer: ginger. You can utilize fresh grated ginger or powdered ginger. Roughly a quarter teaspoon suffices. Ginger's potent elements, called gingerols, accomplish something remarkable. They assist in widening your blood vessels, diminishing inflammation, and aiding sound testosterone synthesis. One study issued in the International Journal of Reproductive Biomedicine discovered that men ingesting ginger daily for 3 months elevated testosterone by nearly 18% averagely. It operates by shielding the cells in your testes from oxidative strain, which gradually enhances their operation and sustains greater responsiveness. Incorporate a slim slice of fresh ginger into your blender during coffee preparation, and you'll gain this understated, spicy warmth that arouses your whole system. It's not abrasive, merely sufficient to sense your blood circulating anew. And yes, it complements cinnamon, cocoa, and coconut oil splendidly. The outcome? A lush, velvety, mildly spiced coffee that not only delights in taste but nurtures your circulation, hormones, and vitality organically. Now, let's consolidate it all. If simplicity appeals, here's my suggested regimen. Week 1. Incorporate 1/4 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Week 2. Incorporate 1 teaspoon of cocoa. Week 3. Incorporate 1 teaspoon of maca 2 to 3 times per week. Week 4. Blend in half a teaspoon of coconut oil and a hint of ginger. You needn't implement them simultaneously. Allow your body to adapt. Record observations on your vitality, concentration, and mornings. In a few weeks, you'll detect trends: more stable disposition, greater motivation, superior sessions, and yes, more dependable mornings. One of my patients shared, "Dr. Morgan, I anticipated little, but now I eagerly await my morning coffee. It's no longer merely a beverage. It's a ceremony that revives my sense of life." Fellas, that's the essence. Minor, steadfast adjustments, not sweeping revamps, yield enduring outcomes. Your body possesses greater capacity than you imagine. At times, it simply requires the proper nourishment. So tomorrow morning, as you craft that initial coffee cup, recall this: you're not just arousing. You're reconstructing your vitality, your concentration, and your assurance internally. Before departing, share in the comments, what do you typically include in your coffee presently? Sugar? Milk? Absolutely nothing. I'd appreciate knowing your morning launch, and if this proved useful, tap that like button and subscribe for additional science-driven advice from me, Dr. Julia Morgan. Weekly, we explore authentic remedies for men's vitality, circulation, and assurance, sans tricks, sans critique, and with tangible outcomes. Your body remains equipped for remarkable feats. You merely need to provide what's been absent. Remain resilient, nurture yourself, and I'll encounter you in the subsequent video. This video serves educational aims only and does not substitute professional medical counsel. Every man's physiology is distinct. Should you encounter alterations, unease, or possess particular worries, consult your healthcare specialist. Your wellness merits professional,